Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to show you how to create the Cirrus bracelet on the rainbow loom. I have the original hook only bracelet on my channel, which was designed by loomiemama, but I've been trying to get some of them converted to be made on the loom for you guys, and this is the next one. So you will need about 146 bands total. I'm going to do this style today where we do two different colors, so you'll need 36 of where the blue is, and 36 of this very dark blue, which almost looks black. And then you will need 74 of this grayish color in the middle. I only made a small piece of that one there, but also you'll need one C-clip and your hook. So without rambling on and on, let's get that stuck together and let's get started. To get started, you're going to want to have two pins on the rainbow loom, and I like to use the front two right here. It gives me a nice big opening, and I just move the middle bar pin out of the way. So you're going to choose the very center color, and that would be this grayish color. I'm going to use white. We're going to start by laying a figure 8 across both pins. So twist it on like that. You're going to grab two more bands of the same color. We're going to lay those straight across. Make sure they're not twisted at all and they're all in the correct order. We're going to bring the bottom band up on the left pin, and we're going to be working with the left pin for a little while. So bring the bottom up. Mine kind of sprung over, but it should look like that. Push it down a little. We're going to grab another of the same color, which is white. Once again, we're going to bring the bottom band up on the left pin. Push it down. We're going to now choose whatever color you want for where this blue is. I'm going to be alternating between pink and then blue. So I'll start with my pink. You will need two of them. Grab one. We're going to stretch it across. Just like we've been doing, we're going to bring the bottom band up on the left pin only. Mine keeps flinging up. These white bands are so tight. And we're going to do that one more time. And I know it's going to get tight. It's going to get a lot more tighter than that, but just keep pushing them down. Lay your last pink. And once again, we're going to bring the bottom band up on the left pin. So now we need to do a little bit of rearranging. So we are going to be moving 4 bands from the right pin to the left. One at a time. We're going to grab the top one carefully. Bring it over to the left. Come back to the right. Grab the next one. Bring it over to the left. I like to push it down. Grab the next one in line. Bring that over. And we have one more to bring over. Like so. And now we are ready to start doing the same thing on the right pin. This pin over here is going to get very crammed. You just keep pushing the bands down. They will stay in order. I've done this a lot, and I've had no problem with them going out of order. So we are going to add 2 white and 2 pink onto this side as well. So grab the first white one and lay that on. And now we're going to bring the bottom band up on the right pin. So it's this one right here. Bring that up. Grab your next white band. We're going to bring the bottom band up on the right. We're going to switch to whatever outer color you were using. So that's pink for me. We're going to stretch that across. Bring up the bottom band on the right pin. You see how this is getting awfully squished? Just keep pushing it down. And we're going to do that one more time. And lastly, we're going to bring up the bottom band on the right pin. So we need to do a little rearranging again. So we're going to grab the top band from the left pin, bring it over to the right, just like we did before. Push it down some. We're going to grab the next pink one, bring that to the right. Push that down. And now we are actually at the start of our next section. If you've ever done a converted design with me before, normally both pins look exactly the same. If we brought these 2 top white ones over here, it would look exactly the same. But I'm not going to do that because then I'd just have to put them back to start the bracelet anyway. So this is the start. So coming over to the left, you're going to count 1, 2, and the third and fourth of these 2 white ones right here. I do recommend doing it at the same time. So grab the third and fourth band. You're going to bring it up and over the band and pin. Bring it to the right. Stretch it across it like so. And that crosses those 2 white sections. And now we are going to start this section. We're going to grab 2 white and 2 of our outside color, which I'm going to switch now. My next section, I'm going to use blue. So we're going to lay our first white. We are going to bring up the second and third band on the left pin only. Like that. Now that they're gone, we need to bring up the second and third band on the left pin again, which will now be these 2 pink. Bring those up. Push everything down a little. We're going to grab our next white, and don't mind these bands in here. They look like they're kind of squished. Just ignore those. We're going to bring up the second band on the left pin, and we need to bring up the bottom band on the left pin as well. Now we're going to go to our blues. So we're going to stretch our first, I guess this one wanted to go first, huh? We're going to stretch that straight across. We're going to bring the bottom band up on the left. We have one more to lay for this side, which is my last blue. We're going to bring up the bottom band on the left. Excuse me. So this is what it looks like, and we now need to do a little rearranging. So we're going to be moving 4 bands from the right pin over to the left, one at a time. You're going to grab the top band from the right and bring it to the left. And you just keep going in order. That was my second one. Then I push them down. Grab the next one, which is white. And we have one more. Like so. So now our left side is done, and we need to work on the right side. So once again, I'm going to grab my 2 white for this side and 2 blue. Our first one will go on. We are going to bring up the second and third band, which is these 2 whites right here. They're going to be kind of loose. And once again, we need to bring the second and third on the right, which are now these 2 pink. Just going to push that down a little. We're going to grab our next white band. This time we're going to bring up the second band on the right pin and the bottom band on the right pin. Push it down a little, and now we are going to go to our blues. So we're going to lay the first one, bring up the bottom band, and our last one. And bring up the bottom band on the right, like so. We need to do a little rearranging again. So this time we're only going to be moving 2. So we're going to take the top 2 from the left and bring them to the right, one at a time. So I'm going to grab the very top one, carefully bring it to the right. Come back over here, grab the next one, and bring that to the right. And now we are ready to start our next section all over again. So before we actually lay any bands, we have to do the crossing step. So on the left pin, we're going to grab the third and fourth band, and we're going to cross it over to the right. Whoops. My hook didn't want to go in there. So I grabbed my third and fourth band. We're going to bring it up and over the pin, bring it to the right, and reattach it. Now we're going to grab our first white, and we're going to get this section started. So we're going to always start looping on the left pin, grabbing the second and third band and bringing those up. Now you're going to get the second and third on the left pin, bring those up. Push it down some. We're going to grab our next white, We're going to bring the second band up on the left and the very bottom band on the left. Push that down, and we are now going to start adding our outer bands. So we're going to add our first pink. We're going to bring the bottom band up on the left, and one more time. This is my last pink for this side. And once again, we will bring up the very bottom band on the left. So we have to do some rearranging. We are going to bring the top 4 over to the left. So that's 1, 2, 3, and 4. And we're going to start that whole process again, but on the right side. And this time my white did pop out a little bit. It's the first time that's actually happened. So we are going to stretch our white band over. Remember, we're going to be laying 2 of each. We are going to bring up the second and third band, now working on the right pin. Once they are up, we're going to grab the next second and third band, which is my blue. Grab your next white, stretch that across. We're going to bring up the second and the bottom band, both on the right pin. Going to my pink now. I'm going to lay my first one. I'm going to bring up the bottom band. And my last pink one for this side. And bring up the bottom band. Push that down some, and we're going to move the top 2 bands back over to the right to get them out of the way. And we are at the start of our next section again. So you guys can keep following along. I'm going to start this section again. Grabbing the 3rd and 4th band from the left, stretching it to the right. Adding my white. I'm going to bring up the 2nd and 3rd band on the left pin. And I'm going to bring the 2nd and 3rd on the left pin again. I'm going to lay my second white. I'm going to bring up the 2nd band and the bottom band. I'm going to grab my blue now. Bring up the bottom band. And my last blue. Bring up the bottom band. Now we need to rearrange a little, so we're going to bring the top 4 bands from the right over to the left. So that is 1, 2, 3, and 4. We're now going to start doing that again and working on the right pin this time. So we laid the first white, and we're going to bring up the 2nd and 3rd band on the right. And now we're going to bring the 2nd and 3rd band on the right again, which is my pink. We're going to grab our 2nd white. We're going to bring up the 2nd band and the bottom band. Push that down. We're going to now add the 2 blues onto this side. So we're going to add our first one on. Bring up the bottom band. And this is our last one. And bring up the very bottom band. We are going to grab the top 2 bands from the left pin. Bring them over to the right. And we are at the start of our section again. I am going to have a timestamp right here. It's going to have you go back to exactly this spot so that you can continue watching my same instructions over and over again. Keep going back to that time until your bracelet is long enough to fit your wrist, at which time you will be back to this point. And now I'm going to show you how to close it off. What you're going to do is cross the bands like we've been doing the whole time. So we're going to grab the third and fourth band on the left pin. We're going to cross it over to the right. We're going to grab one of our white bands. We're going to bring all of the bands on the left pin up and over. So I'm going to grab the second and third and bring those up. Then I'm going to grab the second and third again and bring those up. And now I'm going to grab the remaining two and bring them up. Push that down. We're going to grab the top band on the right. You might want to hold your bracelet down and bring it over to the left. We're going to do the same thing on the right side. So we're going to lay one white band. We're going to be bringing all of these bands up and over. So I grab two at a time until they are all up. I would push it down some, hold it down, and you're going to grab the top band from the left pin, bring it over to the right. And now we're going to grab one more white band, lay it straight across, and we're going to bring up the two bottom bands on each pin, like so. We're going to bring both ends together, and that is where we will attach our C-clip. So I'm just going to leave mine on my hook right now. If you have any bands that are like tucked in like that one there, just pull on it and it will fix that. But that is it. That is how you create the Cirrus bracelet, created by loomiemama, and I converted it to the loom so that more of you can make it. I hope my instructions were clear enough for you to be able to make this. If you have any questions, please do not hesitate to leave a question down below, and I will get back to you as soon as I can. But that's it. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up, and don't forget to share on Instagram. Okay guys, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you real soon at my next video. Thanks guys. Bye.